Have you ever felt hurt when someone didn't show you respect? Maybe it was through contemptuous words, a cold gaze, or actions that made you feel belittled. In those moments, our hearts seem to tighten. A wave of disappointment and anger rises, and we wonder, what did I do wrong to deserve this? But there is a profound truth. The respect of others does not define our value. True strength doesn't lie in reacting harshly or trying to change others, but in the ability to control ourselves, to remain calm amidst the storm. While we cannot control how others behave, we can control how we respond. When we learn to rise above disrespect with calmness and wisdom, we free ourselves from negative attachments. In this video, let's explore ways to deal with people who don't respect you. These methods will not only help you maintain inner peace, but also enable you to become the strongest and most confident version of yourself, no matter how others behave. Change begins from within, and you have the power to make it happen. Number 1. Don't take it personally. Ask yourself, do you want to let someone else's disrespectful words dictate your emotions for the entire day? Is it worth losing your inner peace over a minor insult? Such words can only affect us if we allow them to. If we maintain our composure, nothing external can make us lose control. In the modern world, where technology and social media are integral parts of our lives, we are often exposed to negative comments from strangers. Anonymous criticism and insults on social media can sometimes hurt us, but that only happens when we give those words the power to affect us. It's not the words themselves that cause suffering, but how we perceive and let them influence our emotions. Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. The hurt only exists if we accept it as hurt. A clear example in today's world is dealing with negative comments on social media. Actors like Keanu Reeves are known for their calm demeanor and refusal to let personal attacks affect them. He maintains his composure in the face of criticism and hateful comments, inspiring others with his silence and calmness in the face of negativity. Reeves chooses not to let those words penetrate his mind, preserving his serenity amidst the waves of public opinion. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Think about a time when someone said something negative about you, and instead of letting your emotions take over, you stayed calm and moved on. As a result, you felt lighter and avoided letting negativity occupy your mind. This shows that you have complete control over your emotions. Anyone can say whatever they want, but only you can decide whether those words are valuable enough to influence you. Do you want to let someone else's disrespect steal your peace? Or will you choose to retain your inner freedom and happiness? This is a choice only you can make. Number 2. Respond with silence. In this noisy world, responding with silence can be an invisible yet incredibly powerful force. Not every insult or provocation is worthy of a response. Silence, in many cases, is the best way to maintain inner peace and avoid being drawn into someone else's negative spiral. When we respond to disrespect with silence, it's not an act of avoidance or weakness. It's a reflection of strength and wisdom. Reacting with silence is a way to control our responses, refusing to let external influences dictate our minds. For example, in today's world, if you are a public figure on social media, it's easy to get pulled into verbal battles over negative comments. But silence in the face of criticism can sometimes be the strongest response. You don't need to prove yourself to those who don't deserve it. By staying silent, you refuse to fuel the flames of negativity. Have you ever wondered if arguing or responding to insults truly makes you feel better? Or does it lead to a never-ending cycle of exhaustion? The person who constantly seeks validation from others or feels the need to react to every provocation is the one who loses control. Instead, silence is a way to maintain mental freedom. A striking real-world example comes from Michelle Obama. Throughout her time as First Lady of the United States, she faced numerous criticisms and disrespect from the public and the media. Rather than responding to every attack, she chose to remain silent and focus on more important matters and her core values. Her famous quote, "When they go low, we go high," embodies the spirit of intelligent and proud silence. Share your thoughts. How will you choose to respond when faced with disrespect? Are you ready to let silence become the tool that helps protect your inner peace and control your emotions? Your story can be an inspiration and a point of reflection for all of us. Leave a comment below and join the conversation. Your presence here is a great source of encouragement for us as we strive to bring the true values to more people. So, please like and share this video to spread these lessons to your family and friends, or leave a comment saying, Number 3, limit your exposure to them. Not every relationship is worthy of your time and energy, especially when others fail to offer respect and value to your life. When you invest your precious energy in people who only bring negativity, it not only diminishes the quality of your life, but also hinders your personal growth. Choosing to limit your interactions with such individuals not only protects your mental well-being, but is also a way to express self-respect. This doesn't mean you have to cut off all relationships entirely, but limiting contact with those who don't respect you is the first step in maintaining balance in life and preserving your sense of self-worth. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. People who regularly disrespect you only erode your peace and self-esteem. Their presence can become a mental burden, constantly making you question your self-worth and weakening your will to move forward. Ask yourself, have you ever felt drained after spending time with people who don't respect you? Do they leave you feeling heavy, tense, or doubting your value? If the answer is yes, then limiting your interactions with them is the key to safeguarding your peace. This not only helps you avoid negative feelings, but also creates space to focus on healthy relationships where you can receive support and encouragement. Instead of wasting time on people who drain your energy, you can dedicate it to those who push you to become the best version of yourself. A real-life example can be found in the business world. Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple, was known for his ability to distance himself from those who didn't share his values and vision. Although he frequently faced criticism and dissent, Jobs understood that wasting time on people who didn't align with his direction would only impede his progress. Instead of engaging in conflict or trying to please everyone, he chose to focus on those who could bring positive value and help him develop his creative vision. In Meditations also reminds us, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is short, and it's not worth spending it on people who reduce the quality of your life. Think about how you could use that precious time if you decisively limit your interactions with negative individuals. The strength does not lie in pleasing everyone, but in the ability to protect oneself and focus on what truly matters. So, will you choose to keep your distance and dedicate time to healthy relationships? Or will you continue letting yourself be drawn into disrespectful ones? This decision not only affects your current life, but also shapes your personal and spiritual growth in the future. When you are confident in your worth, the choice becomes easier, and you'll be ready to step away from situations that don't serve your development. Number 4, set clear boundaries. When someone disrespects you, the initial feeling is often frustration and the impulse to react immediately. However, instead of being swept away by a wave of emotions, pause and establish clear boundaries for yourself. These boundaries are not only meant to block disrespect, but also serve as a way for you to define your self-worth in the eyes of the world. Think of it as a mental shield that helps you maintain inner peace, no matter the external circumstances. Have you ever wondered, can I control other people? The answer is no, but you can control how you respond. We should always be asking ourselves, is this something that is or is not in my control? The boundaries you set are your form of control against the disrespect that may come from outside. Imagine, if you don't clearly define your limits, you will be pulled into the vortex of disrespect, ultimately harming yourself. In practical terms, consider common situations in everyday life. You have a colleague who frequently asks you to take on extra work without showing appreciation or giving you proper recognition. Do you continue accepting the tasks with a sense of burden? Or do you set a clear boundary by saying, I'll help within my capacity, but not beyond my job responsibilities? Respect begins with yourself. When you define and stand firm on your boundaries, others will gradually change their behavior, or at least realize you are not easily taken for granted. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Indeed, true strength lies not in forcing others to respect you, but in mastering your mind and protecting yourself from external influences. To apply this in life, setting boundaries can give you clarity and confidence in how you communicate with others. Boundaries serve as a reminder that you deserve to be treated with respect, and that begins with you. When you respect yourself and your worth, others will find it harder to overstep or disrespect you. Remember, you can choose to handle difficult situations with calm and awareness, instead of getting drawn into unnecessary emotional conflicts. These clear boundaries also help you focus on what matters most, preserving your inner peace and not allowing external factors to control you. When you practice this consistently, you'll realize that no one can take away your peace unless you allow it. Number 5. Walk away when necessary. Have you ever wondered why we sometimes cling to relationships or situations that don't bring us the respect we deserve? What makes us afraid to leave, even when our hearts know we are worthy of so much more? Sometimes, the wisest and strongest action is recognizing when it's time to stop and walk away from places that no longer serve us. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every relationship needs to be maintained if it only causes harm. Leaving is not a sign of weakness, but rather a profound understanding of one's self-worth. No man is free who is not master of himself. When you walk away from a negative situation, you are not just rejecting disrespect. You are affirming your right to self-mastery. The decision to leave is an expression of inner freedom, the understanding that you do not need to stay in unhealthy environments or toxic relationships. Indeed, if you cannot change the situation or the attitudes of others, the only choice is to leave in order to protect your peace of mind. Think about modern-day situations. A job where your boss consistently disrespects you and doesn't acknowledge your efforts, or a friendship where you are always being overshadowed and belittled. In these cases, leaving might be difficult, but it is necessary to protect your self-esteem and mental health. Are you willing to live with disrespect simply because you fear leaving, or will you choose a better path for yourself? A real-life example is the famous tennis player Naomi Osaka. She withdrew from major tournaments when she felt her mental health was being harmed by media pressure and negative public reactions. Her decision to walk away demonstrated the importance of knowing when to protect yourself and not letting circumstances control you. She refused to engage in what did not contribute to her inner peace, despite the public criticism. This action reminds us that sometimes leaving is not a failure, but a way to reclaim freedom and control over one's life. Instead of trying to argue or confront those who don't respect you, focus on becoming the person you aspire to be, and step away from situations that don't support your growth. By doing so, you preserve your peace of mind and avoid unnecessary energy drain. Ask yourself, will you stay in a negative environment, or will you take action to protect your peace? Walking away when necessary is not giving up. It's a powerful decision that reflects self-mastery and self-respect, values that Stoic philosophy upholds. You have the right to choose where you belong and to safeguard your inner freedom. Don't let anyone take that away from you.